Welcome to today's episode of Expert Showcase. Today on the show we have Jim Kellner, and he's going to be talking to you, teaching you, and showing you all about creating the future with the power of your mind. Hey Jim, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Sorry.
That's
write down some notes.
I was going to say, we like to surprise our guest every now and then, and I don't know, put them on camera.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jim, I am so looking forward to today's episode. I was on your show before and I had an epic experience, and you're an epic guy, and I love everything we're going to be talking about today. And you know, creating the future and using the power of your mind is so important to people today, because it's one of the few things in this crazy, crazy world that, whether people know it or not, they can actually control. So before we get into all of that, we always like to start off with an abbreviated version of a hero's journey. And for our purposes, the hero's journey is the beginning, the turning point, and the aftermath. The beginning, where you were before you were the success you are today. The turning point, what led you to that. You know, what was that? You know, maybe it was some deep, dark thing, some nasty turn of events, or maybe it was something positive. Maybe it was just somebody making an impact in your life. And then the aftermath, we talk a little bit about your learnings so far, being the success you are today. So before we get into each one of those, give us a quick overview, minute or two, on your hero's journey.
Well, you know, I tried a lot of stuff when I was younger. I mean, I've always been sort of into self-help stuff, reading about it, never actually doing it, and that was one of the problems. I was kind of floundering for a long time, and I learned about hypnosis. I mean, ever since I can remember, but I never really used it. I ended up about 5 years ago. I was in a really just bad place. I was close to 300 pounds. I literally never exercised. I ate like, man, I never ate fruits and vegetables unless they were fried or baked in a pie. Boom. and I don't know what happened. It was just, you know, I always wanted to meditate too, and I never really got to it. Finally, I just started taking some small steps, listening to hypnosis, and really, it just sort of, the time just flew by, and all of a sudden, a year later, I was down, you know, 50 pounds. Another year, I was down another 25, and then eventually lost about 75 pounds, and decided I could help other people, so I started doing hypnotherapy.
Oh, that is epic! Yeah, there's so many epic nuggets within there that I'm sure we're gonna get into, and you and I can definitely, definitely have something we can commiserate and relate on. I too was, overweight, most of my life, and I remember the day I got to 300 pounds, and when I saw, it's funny, I weighed myself on one of those doctor scales, and I don't know if you went through the same thing, but when I actually had to take the big black bar and went from like the 200 to the 250, and you put the little one, it goes across, and you realize that you got to go to that next one. It's like, man, this is just, something has got to change. So anyway, but that's the excuse me. So, folks, we're going to do a different over-under today. I've got a terrible cough. Normally, we do an over-under on how many mistakes I make, or how many times I mispronounce somebody's name. Today, it's going to be coughs, and I'm going to go with 4. So, if you bet the under, if I cough 3 or less times, you win. 4 is a push, and if you go, if you bet 5 or over, it's, if you bet the over, I've got to cough at least 5 times. So, whatever you bet amongst yourselves is great. I don't care. It's your call, but we'll see how I get through this today. Oh, there's number 2. I think I'd bet the over. I'd bet the over if I were you, because that's number 2 already. Anyway, Jim,
we've been hanging out for about 10 minutes already, so I kind of have some.
Yeah, exactly. Jim's got the inside information. So. Oh, anyway, so Jim, let's dig into the beginning. To watch the rest of this epic episode now, click on the link below the video. Do it now, you'll be glad you did. Are you still here? What are you waiting for? Watch the rest of this epic episode now by clicking on the link below the video.